swig of water. We're going to let him take his time getting out of the Shear-owned 12 machine. Lance finally out of the car, communicating to his crew. The heat and the humidity really gets to these drivers, but he got the checker flag. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight, Lance Dewease. Your first Port Royal victory of the 25 racing season, and it comes here on the Greg Hodnett Classic. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. First of all, I didn't know what happened to Blaine. I hope he's fine. I mean, that was scary. I was sitting right across from him when he was trying to get out and how bad he looked. I didn't know if he had a heat stroke or something. I wasn't sure what happened there. So, hopefully he's going to be all right and better. This one's for Greg. I'm one of the few guys in this pit area. Raced with him a long time, and we got along really well, and, when his passing, I was fortunate enough to win the Grove National right after his passing, which meant a lot to me. I missed having conversations with him, at the beginning of the night every night, because that was one of the few guys I talked to, and, it just means a lot to me.
You tracked him down. Obviously, that caution flag, you really stuck with him on the restart. Once the fuel burned off from that open red, could you really feel this car start to come to you?
Well, I was better on the short run than the long run. I have a lot of respect for that team. I greatly enjoy racing Anthony. Anthony's become one of the best racers in the country. Joe's a great guy. The whole team's great people. The Macri family's great people, except for Nick. Nick's an asshole. But but no, he's a great guy. He came to my need when I needed help, and he did, and I owe everything to him for finishing that year off, and I just respect the daylights out of that whole deal, and but I wasn't letting him win this one. I was going to make him earn it, and he left. I got a really good start at him. I thought I would, and he left it open enough for me to slide him, and actually stuck really good for 3 or 4 laps, and then at the end I was starting to lose my right rear, but then getting tight, shoving the nose, and I was just trying to keep the momentum up so he can run the wall here as good as anybody. There's probably only one guy that maybe does it a little better than him, that's Larson, but I was just trying to keep momentum up and not break it, because let them get a run at you, they can come right by you.
$20,000 is going to go home with you and the Shear team. I know that's going to mean a lot. But still, let's talk about Speedweek overall. You've been running Speedweek pretty much since the beginning, and now to where it is right now, definitely a tip of the cap to all the racetracks in Allen Kreitzer.
It's unbelievable where our Speedweek started to where it's at now. A lot of you fans probably weren't old enough to be going when it was started like me, but the crowds this week has been phenomenal at all the racetracks. I don't know how Lincoln was on Monday with the weather in the area. Unfortunately, they've suffered the weather a lot this year. Williams Grove suffered the weather a lot this year. At least they got their big show in this week with a great crowd. Great crowd tonight. Hagerstown had an unbelievable crowd. The BAPS had a really good crowd. So, I'd just like to thank you fans for coming out and supporting us all week long like you do. It's hot for you guys like it is for us, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And, I just really enjoy it. Go support Path Valley tomorrow night. I won't be racing, but go support Path Valley tomorrow night. It's a great facility. They do a great job there every week with the micros and everything else. So go support them. It can put on some hellish good sprint car racing too at times. So I just like to thank my guys. They bust their ass all week. They all work jobs. Barry's away on vacation, so he's down the beach watching this probably right now, but who cares? I just like to thank all of them. Jim Schreiner come aboard. He's a set of eyes for me this year. He makes sure stuff gets done where I don't have to micromanage every little part of it. We set the car up totally different than what's been all year tonight because I haven't been happy with it. My son's been helping me out a ton. He's a good set of eyes for me and bounce stuff off of. I got home last night. He got home from his race last night. We watched the video from last night and kind of come up with some ideas and maybe to try tonight. And we've been timing good. That's the key this week. And all year we've been pretty fast. So we just haven't been having great starting spots all the time.
Well, you were able to get the job done here tonight. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. And like I said, once again, thank you, fans, for coming out and supporting us. I've been doing this a long time, and it's just unbelievable the fan support we all get. And all of us racers love us or hate us, but all of us have great fans, and there is no better fans than PA. I don't care what anybody else says. This is what it's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your winner of the Greg Hodnett Classic, Lance Dewease.